So we're now able to learn anything that we want using ChatGPT. And some people are like, how can you come up with those amazing prompts? Ask AI. Ask ChatGPT to create the prompt that they can fully understand what you're trying to do. So it's super for me, it's amazing. It's a game changer, and we were able to produce as much with a smaller team now. And I have a strong belief that AI with the human side of it will be amazing. I'm not saying that we should replace everything with AI. I'm just saying that with the combination of both, it's going to create some amazing solution out there.
Welcome to the Driven Dad Podcast, where we celebrate dads that live with passion and lead with purpose. On this show, we'll host some dads that live incredible lives. Being a dad is the most important job you'll ever have. Get inspired by our amazing guest dads that refuse to live life in mediocrity and live epic lifestyles with their families. All right, guys, welcome back to the Driven Dad Podcast. Today's guest is a powerhouse of creativity, strategy, and purpose. Pascal DeGraces is a multi-passionate entrepreneur and the founder of 3 impactful companies. Pascal's mission is all about helping entrepreneurs reconnect with their potential and turn it into real, visible results. He's a proud dad, a relentless builder, and someone who's redefined success on his own terms. We're diving into business growth, creative leadership, and fatherhood, and also the moments that shaped him along the way. Pascal, welcome to the Driven Dad Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. So, Pascal, man, it's awesome to have you here today. You've got your hands in so many things, and we've talked about a lot of it in the past, in some previous conversations. One thing that I'm really, really interested in getting into today is the AI stuff, because I know that's your most recent passion, and it's also like a kind of like a vibrant thing in today's world, and it's plastered everywhere. So tell us a little bit about what you're setting out to do with the AI stuff, and maybe like what is the most exciting part for you on the AI side?
Wow, where do we start? So I started my AI journey. As soon as when I noticed ChatGPT was out, I was super curious about it. I'm like, I need to learn that, right? As an entrepreneur, like you always juggle with multiple stuff. Like I wear 6 hats, and I'm like, I need to dig deeper. So with Mistral, we went to a trade show conference in Toronto a few years ago, and I noticed when the guys on the stage they were like, this is it's like a revolution. Like everything is changing. AI is affecting every type of businesses. So for us in the creative industry with Mistral, like I've been sitting there and they're like, it's all new for everyone. It's normal if you make mistake, but you need to learn it, because you will not be replaced by AI. You will be replaced by someone who uses AI. So for me at that moment, I'm like, okay, that's super interested, because in the AI field, like you can talk about productivity, you can talk about creativity. There's multiple solutions out there. And at the time I was all into the creative aspect, because with Mistral, like that's what we do, right? We're basically a brand transformation agency. We help companies figure out their foundation. Then we help them put their brand identity together, and then we can help them activate, and we find solution for them to grow. So at that time, I was really focused in learning all those new tools, Firefly, AI, like amazing tools for creative. And I've been sitting with my team, and I also took like Dan Martel class, and he was always saying, you need to be curious. You need to teach your team some stuff. So we've put that plan together. I'm like, hey, I'll give you a limited budget to play with stuff. Don't be scared to make mistake. And I was feeling something from my team. They were not really comfortable with that. And I live outside my comfort zone every day. I like to push people outside of their comfort zone. If they're too good at something, I'll push them into something else. For me, it's the only reason that it's a way to grow. So they started playing with that, and they're like, Pascal, we don't like it. It's not perfect. I'm like, okay, well, it used to take you 25 hours to do this, and we can now do it in 8 hours. So as a business owner, we can give much faster solution to our client. We can compete on price, because at the end of the day, if it takes you 25 hours and the competitor on the other side of the street can do it in half the time, well, you lose, right? So I've been teaching them a lot of that, and all of a sudden, met a guy from Quebec, Dominique Gagnon, and he came to a dinner with me. We spent the night at the Gusto, and we were there. They kicked us out, and we jumped deep into the AI stuff. And it's like, Pascal, you guys in New Brunswick, you're behind. And at that time, I'm like, okay. So we've been talking, and then I'm like, okay, I need to do something.
When was this?
It was last year, actually.
Okay.
So I message him, and I'm like, you know what? You made me realize something. If I'm trying to go somewhere and my team is not on board, we might need to change things up. So the next day, I told my team, that's the direction I want to go. If you're not willing to go there, unfortunately, there's no future here. So I was really like affected by all that AI stuff, right? The team were not fully committed to go that direction. I totally understand that. You've been doing some design work for 35 years, 30 years, and then all of a sudden that young new owner is like, hey, we need to implement AI. And I'm not talking about a finished product, just like to do a mood board, to do a creative brief. If we can implement those AI tool and save a lot of time, it's going to be amazing. So I took the big decision to let go a big part of my team and to rebuild. And during that rebuilding phase that started last year, I learned all those tools, and I'm like, geez. And I've been talking with you, man. I'm like, you need to use that, and this is the new tool. That's the new. So I created Simplify, and Simplify is an AI automation agency. So we found all those awesome tools, and we put them together to help business owner gain more time and simplify their operation so they can become more human. And as a dad, I had that moment last year, and I'm always super emotional about it. But my son Jacob is like, Dad, you're always working. And at that specific moment, I'm like, I need to change things up. But as most small business owners, right, we know we need to delegate. We know that we should have someone to take care of our agenda. We should have someone to take care of our planning. Yeah, but all of that costs. Like if we need to hire 20 person to run the business, some companies won't make any money. But if we can find the tools, because I always use that as Mistral, like I have an awesome team, and without them, like I would not be able to jump into so many ventures. But with using AI now, they can wear one hat. So the one thing that they're super good at, and then delegate the six other things to AI. So they become more generalists, but they also become more human. So we can spend time in connecting at the office and talk. They're not overwhelmed. I'm not scared of their mental health. Like they were super curious about it. And just last week, I'm like, hey, we need to do a Christmas in July promo for Memories to Go. And I'm just like, I'm gonna pitch you this concept, and if you can come up with an idea, it's gonna be awesome. So after 2 hours, they came in my office and they're like, here's the video, it's final. Well, what do you mean? Well, they use VO3, the new Google platform, and they did a full ad with a guy walking on the beach talking with my script. And the worst part, well, it converted. We got so many leads from that promotion, and it was like $30, right?
No way.
So I'm not saying it's the perfect ad, but AI evolves so quick, and within a years we'll see big production house losing client to AI. So for me, it's like, hey, you guys should have an offer. You should have a package that, hey, we can do it with AI. It's going to be uh, a little bit more affordable, or we can do the real thing. So you let the client choose, right? It's not there to replace. But we're after like learning and reading and seeing a lot of podcasts about it's a little bit scary where we're going, because I've been meeting with a lot of business owners in the past few months, and they're like, we're not ready. We're not ready. And I'm just like, within the next 5 years, we'll go into an extreme transformation. Like a lot of regular Joes will lose their job. And I always tell client, the best thing right now, like I was talking with my wife the other day, and I'm like, manual job will be more and more popular. Jobs that cannot be replaced by AI,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Electrician, plumbers, all that stuff.
Safest jobs on the planet.
At the moment, yeah, 100%. So,
Programmers and
well, that's the
stuff
thing.
like that's going to become somewhat irrelevant.
That's the thing. The other day I was talking to a client. He's like, I would like to have this solution, and all of a sudden I downloaded an app. Like I've played a lot with Lovable and Bolt AI and all those cool platforms that you can build website. And by just talking to that tool, you get a full functional app. That's crazy. And I've been talking with some web developers, and they're like, well, that platform will take us 2 months to put together. It's going to be 15 grand. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I can do this like in a night. Like, so there's a lot of tool. I noticed like a lot of business owners, well, first of all, they don't have time, right, to play with all those tools. So that's where we come in. And like just last week, we're like, hey, we'll launch an academy. So now, well, another venture, Simplify AI Academy, and the goal is to teach AI, right? Talk about how to implement ChatGPT. Most people use ChatGPT. I would say like 90% of the people that I met, like they're using ChatGPT the wrong way. They're like, write my text better. No, like you need to tell him like, here's the role, here's the task, here's some example, here's the limitation, here's some notes. So you need to frame it. And I always tell people, garbage in, garbage out. If you feed the AI with some random information, you'll get like an answer that's not going to work.
The funny part is most of those people are like, ChatGPT is freaking sick, like they think what they're getting is good.
Exactly.
But they don't even know how much better it could be if you prompt it more properly.
Yeah. And even the tools that you can build, like just inside ChatGPT, you can create a custom GPT. So for us, like we have a proposal crafter. So we teach our GPT all about our business. The GPT has some specific proposal. And when we get a new request for a proposal, we simply go and put a prompt there, and we have the proposal in, I don't like to say the time because it's super quick now. It used to take us 30 hours. And so yeah, like 2 weeks ago, I did my first masterclass. I'm like, hey, I'm not sure if I'm good at that. Like I never did a masterclass. I'm not a teacher. I'm just someone super curious. I'm not an expert in AI. I'm just someone who played with a lot of software and a lot of solution, and did that first masterclass. It was amazing. We were, I think, 10 that showed up that morning. I did the masterclass. It lasted 3.5 hours, and most of the people were like blown away by what was out there and possible. And they told me, well, Pascal, you had enough content in there to create like 3 sessions. So like for us, like I'm super passionate about that, and I tend to like give it
cram it all in.
Exactly. And so now I kind of tweak the presentation, tweak the masterclass a bit. And then the worst part, like those clients talk to other people, and just one guy texted me the other day. He's like, Pascal, what used to take me 35 hours took me 25 minutes.
Wow.
This morning. So for me, that was really rewarding to be able to give them value, to help them figure it out. And during the masterclass, I'm not just explaining concept. They're there building the actual GPTs and learning how to program something for their business. And I've been talking with a lot of people at university and CCNB. I'm like, guys, like even like at Mistral, we got some student that came in to do their stage. Like they were there for a couple of weeks, and they're like, Pascal, we learned more in 2 weeks that we learned into our entire time at the college.
That's crazy.
So I sent them a message. I'm like, guys, we can now learn anything with AI. I just asked ChatGPT O3 the other day to put a 6-month tutorial that I wanted to know all the best website, all the videos, and I could only commit to 1 hour per day. So on a specific subject, it craft me a full course free that I can follow. And then it's quizzing me after every session to make sure I fully understood that. So we're now able to learn anything that we want using ChatGPT. And some people are like, how can you come up with those amazing prompts? Ask AI. Ask ChatGPT to create the prompt that they can fully understand what you're trying to do. So it's super for me, it's amazing. It's a game changer, and we were able to produce as much with a smaller team now. And I have a strong belief that AI with the human side of it will be amazing. I'm not saying that we should replace everything with AI. I'm just saying that with the combination of both, it's going to create some amazing solution out there.
I think what's really exciting is the opportunity for us humans to create more, learn more, and produce more in in less time. Like if you look at the medical field, let's say, well, there's some things that would have taken like maybe 10 years. Now they can accomplish that in a month or in a week or whatever, right? Yeah. So it's going to fast track like certain tasks that's essentially going to, give us conclusive researches or, conclusive discoveries in the health field, for an example, for, just one of the many examples. But what's really cool is I think there's an opportunity right now to not only teach people about AI, but to like inform people, by the way, I know you don't know this, but this is what you can do with AI. Like people don't 100%. Even know what you can do with AI. Everyone's just kind of like putting a label on it. Like AI is freaking crazy. Hey, AI is crazy. Yeah. But they don't really like, to them, AI is ChatGPT. Like it stops there for probably 90+% of the population.
For sure. And it can be used in so many industry. Like even for me, like Jacob, 6 years old, we use it all the time. The other day came home, and Jacob is really a creative guy. Like he draws a lot and do those dessins. And I'm like, what's going on in his mind? That's super cool. So the other day I took some pictures of it. And came up with a prompt in ChatGPT, and we've put those beautiful little figure to life. And for him, like when I saw his eyes, like he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "That's what you draw." So now,
so you took his drawings and you made like a little motion picture with it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he's called Kaka because he talks, and now Jacob is always drawing. He's like, put it in ChatGPT. I'm like, yeah, we're doing it. So it's just a different way to use it, right? And we use it every night to read stories. He knows that Jacob likes biking, likes hockey, so he's like, okay, I need a new story tonight. So we kind of talked the voice version of ChatGPT, and it's cool. And I really, I even sent the prompt to the teacher at school, and I'm like, hey, you should do that with the kids. So they did an exercise the other day with those little figurine, and Jacob came home with like a 3D of him with a soccer ball and all that stuff. So
that's where that came from. Okay, my kids came home with that too. Okay,
exactly.
Cool.
So it's fun to see that even at a young age, they're getting AI into their day-to-day. Exactly, because it's here to stay. You can that's the thing, we have anti-AI people and some like people that really like it, but it's here to stay. Like you can fight it, but
100%
for a business that doesn't want to implement AI, even to write proposal or automate their email and all that stuff, guess what, the guy on the other side of the street are using it. So
what are your thoughts on, like, this is one thing that scares me and I think about it when I use it personally, but what are your thoughts about if I would say I'm scared to lose my creative touch, or like become too dependent on it that basically like personally you become more stupid, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of using your own brain to write a creative essay or write an email or a response, or that we lose that human touch or that human ability to, respond to things or create things in an organic way.
Oh, it's funny because I had that conversation with my team. So my team, they're graphic designers, super creative people. And I'm a creative, but on different, I'm not able to put it together. Like I'm not able to create that beautiful logo or that beautiful visual identity. But I told them now with all the tools, I'm able to compete against you guys. But if you guys who are already like 99% creative, it's going to push you to a 200% level. Like, so the other day we did a post for saying that the office was closed, and Geneviève, one of our designers, she crafted like in the water. She's like, it would be cool to have like the Mistral letter on to some inflatable floating on the water. And I'm like, geez, I didn't even thought about that. So she did it, then she animated, and it took her like an hour.
That's actually a very interesting response. So basically you're claiming that like if your creative level is 100,
It's
then
going to supercharge.
you're bringing it up to 200 now.
Exactly.
I like that response.
ChatGPT can create logos, right? We have some clients that are calling us, hey, the local painter on your side of the street doesn't need a full visual identity. You just need something to put on his front door, right? Well, go ahead. Use ChatGPT. Like, I'm not going to do a project for $500, but I'll show you how to do it on your own. So that's the thing. A lot of designers, a lot of creative people are scared of AI, but you need to start using it because you're losing to some non-creative people that are able to kind of compete. But if there's so many tools out there just for the creative field, and then all the productivity and all, like, there's so many stuff, and that's what is really exciting. But to come back to your question about, are you going to lose your, you mentioned like you're going to become too dependent to AI. Well, so for me, I used to, you come home, you're not fully there. Like for me, I was not fully there. Like, yes, I'm playing with Jacob, but I've been thinking about what I should reply to this email, what I should do tomorrow. I need to deal with that. But now, with all those tools, like I train an AI on my past 300 emails, so it knows automatically what to answer a client. It doesn't send it. It creates the draft. So I still need to review it, but I let the AI do 80% of the work, and I just need to put the 20% the next day and review everything. For me, it was a game changer. Same thing for proposal. Like, I friggin' hated it doing proposal, right? You need to go and put 35 hours up into a document.
Things that drain your brain power and your energy. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't even know if you'll get the project. You need to have someone who's going to be there. So, but if AI can do it 100% based on my previous proposal and make sure all the check marks are done, and I'll still review it. I'll still tweak it. But for me, it's like a no-brainer. We can bid on 3 projects in a day instead of taking 2 months.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally agree. Like for that type of stuff where it requires a lot of brain power, and also certain days, like you just can't do those things. Like your brain's not processing in the right way. You're not in the right mindset.
No.
But with those tools, there's no such thing as that day, right?
I was talking with that guy I met the other day at Starbucks. He spent his day doing data entry, going to Excel and his inventory and putting those tags. I'm like, do you like it? He's like, no, I friggin' hate that. I'm like, how about you let AI do it, and you can fully enjoy yourself, and your boss can put you in a task that you're fully like liking it, right? He's like, wow, I never thought about that perspective. So I've been telling a lot of business owners, don't get rid of all your staff. That's not the goal. Put them into a new seat that they actually like and they're super good at, and let AI do the boring task.
Because that's not going to cost them more money.
No.
Right.
Yeah. And we're not at Simplify AI, we're not there to fully develop solution. Like we basically like an Airbnb. Like we take what is out there and plug it together with your software using API, and we make everything run.
Yeah. And that's what people need. Like I'm just an example. Like I have a couple of businesses. I'm informed on the surface of what AI can do.
Yeah.
But you can tell me like, oh, Matt, like use this thing and then like can make it communicate with this thing. And then, that'll simplify this process. And I'm going to be like, hell yeah. Like that sounds freaking amazing. But if I try to sit down and like, connect all that stuff together, that's where it falls apart.
Exactly.
But having someone like you that can just like put the pieces together, and make the system work for business owners, that's incredible value.
Yeah. And it's really fun when you get to sit with them and they're like, geez, it's working.
Mm-hmm.
I just saved 30 hours a week so I can go home and play with my kid.
And on a business perspective, it's very exciting to have a service that, people have to invest in your service. Let's say it's, 10 grand for your service. But the exciting part is, in probably every single case, that 10 grand is like a very no-brainer investment for the business owners, because the amount of money they're going to save on, or the amount of time, I guess, they're going to save is going to be worth it tenfold, right? Or 100-fold.
I've been playing with been testing a voice agent. So for me, like every day I was getting calls from Memories to Go for some people that wanted to rent our gear for like $500 or $200. Well, it was time consuming, right? I had to run Mistral, run Simplify, and then getting calls at the middle of the day. So I've been building that virtual AI assistant. Her name was Nicole, and she knows everything about Memories to Go. So when she answers a phone and she talks with you just like a regular person, and you mention your $500 budget, she'll be like, unfortunately, we're not a right fit, but you can look at this and this company. So it's filtering out everything.
Right.
And if it's a right fit, well, I'm getting a ping on my phone and I need to book a meeting with them, right? So I still have that human side. I'll still talk to that client, but only if it's qualify. So we've been testing that out even for like real estate agent. Like I had a meeting the other day. They're like, hey, we have 6,000 past client. I'm like, are you reaching out to them? Well, no, it would take like weeks and weeks. I'm like, how about we create that virtual assistant? And they're scared. They didn't want to go there.
Okay.
I'm like, well, it can talk to them. It can send them texts. You can qualify them and you'll get sales. So it's funny. A lot of people are scared. I totally understand that.
It's like that weird, awkward time in this space where people are scared, but in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, people are going to look back and be like, damn, missed my chance. Like everyone's doing that thing now, right? Yeah. However, right now, pretty much no one's taken advantage fully of the AI stuff, right? So it's like, it's that window where I hear it a lot. Like this is like the era where the internet kind of came into play, right? This is like the next era of the internet.
They basically said it was basically like when they figured out fire for the first time.
Right.
Like it's that amazing. And it's also scary because it's going too fast.
Talk to me about the scary parts. Like what's scary? Because if you say that there's probably stuff I don't know about.
There's a lot of stuff that, well, even just with talking with you for 5 minutes, I can clone your voice. I could call your wife and say it's you and ask for, I don't know, $5,000, put that in this big bank account. So you can do that, right? 11 Lab, it clones your voice. You can use your voice in videos. There's all that fake news, deep fake. Like I used Agen to get a AI avatar of me. And I got that guy.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Who is me.
That was crazy.
Saying stuff that is not even true. Well, I wanted to test it out.
Right.
So you'll see people like just in everything, right? You have social media. People are getting bullied every day. People will use AI to do bad things, right? So I talk a lot about that during my masterclass. If you're using AI to fully run your business and AI, you're not like proofreading what it's saying. If you put something out there, you need to be fully aware of it and take responsibility of what you said in that message.
Right.
And the other part of it, like if you do a full commercial, so that's why I did it for Memories to Go for my own company. Like we did that full commercial AI. Well, who owns the footage? Is it me? Like I came up with the idea, but it's that person that don't really exist walking on a beach.
Right.
Like that's all that part, like we won't be able to know what's true and fake anymore. And I was talking to my neighbor, who's a police officer. I'm like, I'm wondering how the court system in general, like I can create fake photos, I can create a fake video, I can take your voice.
So like evidence wise, you could create fake
You
evidence.
can create anything you want.
Right.
A lot of people are using AI to do insurance fraud.
Right.
Like we're part of a big like network AI agencies and all that, and we saw some stuff like a picture of the car broken down with the bumper hanging. They sent that to the insurance. They didn't have time to send in an appraiser. They got the money. So I'm like, whoa. They need to implement some regulation. Like it's a free for all right now.
Right.
And people will be using it for the wrong reason, but others will be using it to triple their business. They're saying within the next, I think it's 2 years or within the next 5 years. I don't remember exactly, but it's going to be the first time that it's possible to have a one-man show doing $1 billion.
Right. Right.
You saw that?
That's insane. Yeah. And there's going to be more billionaires than ever, right?
Yeah. And we've been, well, my wife, like we talk about AI all the time, and I show her a video the other day, and I'm basically in marketing and the creative industry, we'll be able to have a fully virtual team, fully like a marketing virtual agent, then a social media agent, and all those agents will be talking together, and you'll just be like, do this, and they'll doing it. So right now we're really into the generative AI. So like text to video, text to photo, text to text. That's called generative AI. And a lot of people are like, well, AI just came out in 2020 or something. I'm like, no, AI has been out there since like way back, but just the computers were not strong enough to put all the data together. And then all of a sudden it became stronger and stronger. But the fun part of AI is just, it's basically inventing stuff based onto stuff that is on the internet, right? So you need to, like I asked AI, what's branding? And it came up with an answer. I'm like, that's wrong. That's not the right thing.
Okay.
So it's learning about all those sources online, and it's giving you the most known answer.
Right.
But you need to train AI. So when you create a custom GPT, for example, like you need to feed that GPT data so it can learn your stuff.
Right.
So I just downloaded that software the other day, and it took my 300 past email to learn about how I was crafting my email in French and in English. And now it's fully drafting my emails. I still review everything.
I don't know if everyone knows this, because most people, I think, just use ChatGPT for like a single prompt, like once in a while. But when you sign into your profile, and I think you may have taught this to me a while back, but it uses all of your past prompts to get to know you, and all of your next prompts will be more relevant to the way you live your life, the way you run your business, the way you travel, the way you do everything. So it gives you more relevant answers and more intelligent answers to whatever you'll be asking it in the future, which is super, super cool.
Yeah. ChatGPT has a memory. So if you go into the settings, you'll see what it remembers about you. You can customize ChatGPT to answer based on the way you want the AI to answer. So we show all that during our session, but in the memories, like if you definitely don't want to put confidential information if you're not on a paid plan. I mean, some client are like, well, can I trust that? I mean, at the end of the day, it's still on their server. Like if you want a specific solution, like I know a lot of businesses are like, well, we use Copilot and we use different solution. Copilot comes with a version of ChatGPT, but like now you have all those different model in ChatGPT, and that's crazy. Certain model are better at doing other things. If you want creative writing, you use a different model. If you want to do a full research, like you can use O3. O3 will craft a 15-pager report on a specific subject who used to take months for agencies. So, and that's the other thing. Like, let's say you do, I don't know, communication plan for a living. You used to craft those plans. You were charging 10, 15,000 for those plans. Well, Well, now AI can put those plans together into 2 minutes. So when you think about that value, can you still charge 15,000? So it's going to affect
So
all
what's
kind
the
of
answer?
businesses,
Like
right?
what's the ethical answer?
It's a good question. Are you paying for the value that is in there or my time? So if I feed the AI, it wants to do this, we should go that direction, we should do this, and that, and then it craft the full document.
I think the answer is value. Because if it applies to everything. Like even if it's not AI, if I find a tool to do it 10 times faster than the other guy doing it, I can charge the same thing, right?
For me, it would be also value, but for the client perspective, well, you put 2 hours in that document. So we got called the other day to do a big, I don't want to go too much into the details, but that client really, he was scared of AI. And I told him, well, what's the problem? He's like, well, it's a free-for-all at the office. All my employees are using ChatGPT, using Claude, using Perplexity. They're dropping confidential information. So it's like, we want to have our own solution. So we'll go with we want to block ChatGPT, block all those AI software, and just keep using the Microsoft Copilot version. I'm like, okay, well, you can definitely do that, but it's going to be a significant investment. Like Copilot,
Copilot is like a custom solution.
Copilot is a Microsoft solution. So for big companies that don't use like Gmail and stuff, and they're all Microsoft, they want to go with Copilot. But the thing is with Copilot, there's different module. Like it comes basically naked. There's no, like when you use Copilot, you need to put some stuff. You need to
someone needs to set it up.
You need to set it up. And there's like 12 module. And all those modules are pretty expensive to get installed. Like we're talking 6 figures out there, per module. So it's not all companies that wants to go that direction. But that specific company is like, we want to implement that, and then we want you to come up and do a training to train all our team, and we want that next week. I'm like, wait, you want me to put a custom training for your team? And they were like 200. I'm like, okay. And I come up with that, like not super low price, but I'm like, hey, I need to put the document together. I need to train. I need to do it in English and in French. And he was willing to go that direction and implement that huge solution that would cost him like 6 to 7 figures. But he's like, I don't understand why you're charging that much for something that needs to be done next week. I'm like, hey, it's value based. Like, even if the presentation only gonna last 3 hours, I need to work like 60 hours and more to put it together. And he didn't fully understood that. He's like, ask AI to craft it. I'm like, wow. And that's the thing now. Like, we see clients that take our proposal, put him into ChatGPT, and they're like, your price is too high. So that's another thing that people are doing. So you'll get compare. They'll use all those solutions.
And then there's gonna be some random people that are going to come into the game, whichever game, whether it's marketing or design or anything, and they're going to undercut everyone because they can use AI tools. And, for the people that are just looking at the price, they might choose to go with these people for a while until it fades, and the people that are doing the best job will come out on top as per usual. But we're definitely going to see some weird stuff.
No, and it's crazy where we're going. And like, we're still talking about generative AI, but in a few months, it's called like agentic. And it's going to be able to do everything like a regular human do. So you'll just be like, I want to craft my website. I want the messaging to be perfect. I want it with some awesome photo shoot, and you'll press enter, and it's gonna do it automatically.
In a few months?
Yeah, in a few months.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw a conference the other day. They were talking about it, and people are not ready for that, right? But if I can be at the office and be like, hey, I need a 6-pager website. Here's the text. I want to make sure that you'll follow this framework, store brand framework. Make sure that you're not positioned as the hero. You only want to be the guy. You give him some feedback, and all of a sudden the website is getting draft. You have the text getting written. You have the photos.
But would you say, I'm still guessing like 90% or more of business owners or people that need a website, for example, are still going to hire people to do it.
Yeah.
whether they use that technology or not is going to be up to them. But
Yeah.
I still think that people don't want to bother with things they don't understand.
No,
Right?
exactly. And that's where we come in.
Interesting. What do you think about, I don't even know how to describe this or like what the appropriate terms are, but like, what do you think about the AI stuff? Like whether it's like a robot or whatever you want to call it, that is going to like self-develop their own AI brains to base, like they're going to self-program themselves to do like good or bad things. You know where I'm going with
Yeah.
this?
No, I think the population is definitely not ready. I was hearing that podcast the other day, and they were saying people are not ready for those robot doing your grocery. And I laugh at the first time, and they're like, "No, it's coming." I'm like, "What?" Imagine being on the sidewalk and just seeing random robot walking with your groceries and stuff. Like, where are we going? But at the same time, when you think deeper about that, like, and we sometimes have those crazy conversation, but what do 99% of people do on a daily basis? They go to work 8 to 5. That's their life. And they take a 2 weeks off vacation. They enjoy themselves. So we've been like, that's life, right? You go to school, you go to university, college, and then you work. But on the other, when you think deeper than that, imagine you could go to the beach, travel, do all the stuff that you like when you have a virtual assistant or virtual something doing your job. Like you would be able to clone yourself. I know it sounds crazy, but I would like to be at the beach today. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I in my opinion, I think some things are insanely exciting and some things are insanely scary.
Yeah.
And I would say I just disagree with the lifestyle that it's gonna that it's or the like how it's gonna transform our society. Like I don't want to see a freaking robot on the side of the road or like doing the grocery. I'm not saying I love doing groceries, but I'm saying it's like, for some reason, it's an important part of life to go to the grocery store. And there's just some like basic things, whether you like to do it or not. Like I kind of somewhat enjoy going to the grocery store. I like to choose my produce, my meats, whatever. And there's a chance I'm going to socialize. Like it's good for us to go to the grocery store, right? And I think there's certain aspects of life that I hope and I wish that that AI doesn't rob that from us, from society.
Totally agree.
Because it's unhealthy. Like, I don't care how fucking efficient it's going to make your life and how much time it's going to buy you back or whatever. Like, that part is cool, I guess, but it robs you some more important things like the social aspect, like the connections, which is the most important part in life, is having those social connections. So if you don't have to leave your house, to do all that stuff, you're losing in a bigger way, right? What you're gaining is not going to make up for what you're losing. I don't know. It's a scary thought.
It's interesting, like when you think about it, but that technology goes so fast, and they're trying to, based on the latest video that I watched from my coach the other day, it's funny when you think about it, but they're trying within the next 5 years to remove cell phone. When you think about that,
but it's going to be like another type of like
So basically,
device.
It would be those. You would have like an ID, a virtual you that would have access to your calendar. So let's say your wife calls you and it's like, "Matt, I dropped a glass of wine on the white carpet." Well, instead of you trying to call a company that is available next week to between 2 and 3 to come and clean that, you would tap your glasses and be like, "All right, find me.
Figure it out.
Figure a company that can come and clean my carpet next week." And then it would answer back in your glasses. And it's going to be, "I found 3 companies. Here's the review. Here's the price. Which one you want to book?" And then you just say option 1 and it's booked.
Wow.
So you will no longer have to take your phone out and call and figure it out. So you can enjoy your time with your son or whatever you're doing, right? So they're saying that websites are not important anymore. It's going to be if the AI can find it.
Right.
So now all
So there's
that
going to be
SEO
some
and
new
stuff,
optimizations.
exactly. You'll need to have like a special ID on your Google profile, and those agent will talk to.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
See that stuff with the glasses and stuff, like you lost me there. I'm like, no, I'm cool. I don't need that. I don't want that. Right. But I realize that, we don't really decide where it's going to go. But even if you look back at our generation, like in the last, so I'm 36. Are you 36?
33.
33? Holy jeez, you're young. So if we look back at like the cell phone era, right? Or like when the cell phones kind of came in and the process that it's had as far as how it's evolved until now. So cell phones have been a thing for close to 30 years, probably 25 years solid. The first cell phone that came in was like the brick there. That's what I call it, the big brick. And 25 years later, we basically don't need a computer. Like we can work from our phone. If you would have said that 25 years ago, I would have been like, you're a little cuckoo.
Yeah. But it's also been one of the, like, everywhere you go now, people are not fully there. I went to a doctor the other day. I was in that room there and was looking at everyone.
Yep.
They were all on their phone.
It's probably the saddest thing about this day and age.
And that's the thing. At home, we have that rule, like, we need to have dinner together, and there's no phone.
That's so important.
Phones are not allowed. And even for me, like, well, I used to be one that even on the weekend I had my phone and looking through email. And after talking with that guy Dominic that I mentioned, well, now the cell phone goes into a specific lock and it's not accessible during the weekend, and I have my emergency phone. So that's why I texted you the other day. I'm like, hey, if you need me, call this number. So I only give that number to a specific person.
The fun phone.
Exactly.
For all the fun stuff.
And my wife blocked everything. So there's no Facebook, no Instagram, no Pinterest,
on that home
email
phone. Okay.
On that, home phone. It's basically only to take photos and video.
I mean, it's super cool that you took action on that, because I don't think anyone's going to say that they don't believe it's a problem. Like if they do, they're just denying it.
Yeah, it's a problem.
I know it's a problem for me. I think I'm doing like pretty good, and I still have a lot of room for improvement as far as like having my phone out of sight, out of reach during certain times. But I utilize airplane mode a lot on my phone. Sometimes, like, I'm a photographer, so I love to create content off my phone because it's just super easy if I don't have my real camera. So if I'm going biking or something, I'll put my phone on airplane mode. Or if I'm going out with the kids, I'll put it on airplane mode so I don't have any distractions. But I still think I'm not. I still think it's sad that I have to bring my phone. Like there's just something really, really special about physically not seeing your phone for an extended period of time. I think there's something really healthy that happens in your brain to not see it because you don't think about it. You don't have that weird FOMO or that weird like fear of, is there something I should be doing? Is there something I should be checking? Am I missing an email, missing a message, missing a phone call? You don't even think about those things when you don't physically see it, right?
Yeah.
I think camping or going for a hike or something like that, like something in the woods where you don't have any signal or really bad signal, is probably the coolest, most special time because you become, you're forced to become disconnected.
You can enjoy the moment.
Yeah. Those are, it's very sad that we're at that point with our cell phones. But I think like you guys did, there's certain things that specifically parents, I think it's the most, like we have a very important responsibility to show our kids that we can give them our undivided attention. And I try to realize, like, when they're looking at me or when they see me, I try to not be looking at my phone, or even I don't want them to see my phone. Like I don't want them to think like phone equals dad or dad equals phone type of thing, right? And I've read something, it's super simple. I read something a while ago where basically it said like, sometimes you just need to be on your phone because you're, I don't know, answering a text or you're still working or something and your kids are around. But as soon as my kids say dad, and then they ask me a question, or like if they're talking to me, phone down.
Yeah.
Like I might take it again if I'm not finished. I might take my phone again and finish my text or whatever. But if they're talking to me, phone down, and I look them in the eye.
Yeah.
That's like a habit that I've trained myself. I'm not perfect at it, but
That's good.
it's kind of like a non-negotiable. Like, okay, I'm on my phone. It's not great, but I'm going to drop it right now. As soon as they talk to me, look them in the eye, let them tell me or ask me whatever they're saying. Once they're done and like I'm sure they're not, talking to me anymore, maybe I'll finish whatever I was doing, right? But it's a gross habit. It's ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you've like struggled with the work home type balance.
Yeah.
What are some steps that you've taken? Like, I know you've talked about like integrating some AI applications that have bought some time back for you. So you were able to, spend more time with your family. But what about like mindset wise, not tool wise, but what are some realizations that you've come about in the last little while as far as like adjusting your mindset from, I don't know, like the getting shit done type entrepreneur to like, maybe these things matter more?
Well, especially as soon as you have kids, you kind of change your perspective a little bit. Like me and my wife been together for the longest time. She know me as I always tell it, like I'm a workaholic. Like for me, it's not working. I like it. Like I'm passionate about what I'm doing. But that moment when Jacob said, "Pap, you're always working. Why can't you be like Matt?"
I'll be honest, when I read that in your in your questions, I had a tear in my eye because
I'm like, praying. I wish, right? So, and that's the moment I said, all right, too much, like too much is enough. Like we need to change things up. So I made the rule, like and when you think about it, like Jacob is at the daycare from 8:30 to 5. We eat together. It's 6:30 by the time we're done. We play basketball for what? We play outside for an hour. Goes to bed at 8. Right? So we don't get to spend that much time together. So I'm like, from now on, like I leave my laptop at the office. I have my checklist with my remarkables. So almost like a pilot would do before leaving his plane. Like I check everything that I need to get done the next day. It's done. Laptop stays at the office, and I'm trying as hard as possible to turn off that main iPhone so I can be fully there for the 2-3 hours until it goes to bed. And same thing with Memories to Go, right? So with Memories to Go we do events. So when you think about it, I was working all week long, Mistral, and then the weekend was either being on call. Like even though I have staff doing the events, well, you're the one on call. If the camera doesn't work, like they'll try to replace it. They have their own SOPs and tasks and stuff, but you're still on call.
Right.
How can you be fully there? So for me, like when you think about it, you have 18 summers with your kid? Like, you know what I mean? At 18 years old, it's like, Pop, I'm not going with you.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna fly by.
Yeah, but that moment when he said that, I'm like, okay, it kind of changed things in my mind. And I'm like, I'll be the best version of myself when I'm with you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and for that thing, like, for the longest time, I was not able to take a vacation. Like, you would say, well, Pascal, you're your own boss. I always felt guilty while I'm making them work while I'm at the beach or enjoying myself, right? And the other day, I'm like, Frank, I'm going to take 4 weeks off. And we'll get to go biking. We'll get to spend time together. We'll enjoy ourselves. And when I said that to Jacob, I'm like, really? Can we go to Wentworth? Can we do this? Can we go biking? And I'm like, yes. And for me, like, that's pretty special.
I think that's like the same category as parents that say they don't have time to work out or like take care of them, or they feel selfish about taking the time to take care of themselves. It's the same thing for you not taking vacation. You're likely not showing up as the best boss because you don't take time to, rest
Yeah.
and recompose and come back fresh.
Yeah.
Same thing for parents that don't work out. They don't have the energy. They're probably impatient.
Mm-hmm.
They can't follow their kids, like when they go biking or when they play soccer or whatever. They can't pick up their kids because they're hurting everywhere. It's like you're not showing up in the best way possible.
Yeah.
You have to take care of yourself first, then you'll show up better for everyone, whether it's at home or at work.
And what's funny, like we all have the same amount of time in a day.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to plan better. And for me, like 2 years ago, I went on that big journey to transform myself and did the 75 hard and started training. And since that day, it's for me, it's a non-negotiable. You need to go to the gym every day. I wake up at 5. I'm at the gym 6 in the morning, do a workout for an hour. And I try doing it later, like at noon, or it just doesn't work for me. It needs to be the first thing. So there's no excuse not going. Right. So once you do that, and same thing for reading. Like I've never, like before my 75 hard, it was not something that you would have seen me do. But now working out, I need to do it. And the fun part, I have way more energy after working out. So, and it's good for mental health. Like most entrepreneurs will say, oh yeah, life is good. Like people see you, they see the good side of you. Like everyone has some demon. Everyone are fighting stuff. And for me, I have my personal trainer, but I always say, well, it's my psychologist.
Yeah.
So whatever I'm paying to go with him, it's less expensive than seeing a psychologist every day.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's the hardest part about, like, if we're talking about fitness and training for parents, but for anyone, it's getting started, right? Because one, you don't even know what you're missing out on. Like if you're actually doing nothing, you don't have a clue how good you could feel.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that. And the other one is like, it's harder to do the first, second, third workout. Like by the fourth one, it's easier. The fifth one is easier. And at some point, like you had that moment, it just becomes life. Like it's just part of your life. And it's not even, it's not a hard thing. It's like, I know if I don't work out today, my day is going to be shittier.
I think they're saying 23 days to make it an habit?
To create a habit, yeah.
To create an habit.
Yeah.
And you'll probably laugh at me, but I don't like training. I don't like to go to the gym. I do it because I know it's good for me. It's good for my mental health. But first, waking up at 5, then going to the gym, getting pushed as hard as you can. You're sweaty. You're sore from everywhere. It's not like, oh yeah, it's the most pleasurable thing.
Yeah.
But it feels good.
That, and you don't like going to the gym, but I bet you like that you can keep up with your kid on your bike.
Yeah.
And I bet you like that you can keep up with him playing soccer and basketball and whatever. And you know, right now we're young, so it's a little easier to keep up whatever we're doing. But at 40, 50, 60, this is the time, like in the 30s, where what we're doing now is going to matter in our 40s and in our 50s and in our 60s. And if you look at like the really, really impressive people, last season, Olivier Nidis had a snowboard instructor in Edmonton that was 80 years old.
Wow.
80. Not walking, not running, snowboarding
That's
and
cool.
teaching my 5-year-old kids how to snowboard.
Yeah.
Do you think he started to take care of his health like 5 years ago? I'm pretty sure he's been, at least aware of his health for the last 50 years, right?
Yeah.
It's really a compounded thing, and you can't look. I often hear like people of our age, like in the 20s, late 20s, 30s, you can get away with stuff, right? Like people aren't getting badly sick in most cases. They're not sick yet. Heart attacks are likely not, they're not a thing yet. High blood pressure for most people is not a thing yet. High cholesterol, all those chronic illnesses aren't apparent yet, But when you hit your 40s and
That's
your
where all the
50s, that's where it all comes out.
yeah
But it's what you do in your late 20s,
yeah
30s that's going to matter later on, right? And
sure
I wish that more people would think about that, right? Like it's not, not being sick today. That's not what you should focus on. It's like not wanting to be sick
preventing
ever, right? Yeah, preventing. Yeah, exactly.
yeah
Yeah. If people would have that mindset, the world would be a different place for
mm-hmm.
sure. Yeah. So one last question before I let you go. This is like a big question. So how do you define success as, as a dad, as a business owner, in general? What does success mean for you?
Wow, yeah, that's pretty deep. For me, success, it really, it's being able to realize specific goals that you have, and yeah, like some small thing for me are considered success. Like even just being able to take 4 weeks off for me, I'm successful enough to say yes to me and take it and then spend time with my family. So those small wins, right? It's for me it's different for everyone. Like when I took the LMI class, the success, they had that huge definition that I don't remember by heart. But we all have a different perspective on success. For the longest time, it was hard to like I've been hard on myself, and I told my wife like I don't feel like I'm successful. She's like, Pascal, you started a business at 19-year-old. You didn't have a clue. Then you got hit in the face with COVID. You started that 3D tour company. You sold it to Matt, and then you bought an agency. You were not even a designer. And I'm like, fuck, that's true. I can say I'm successful. So like for the longest time, it was never good enough. And as soon as you'll be grateful and look back and look at what you have and be like, wow, I really appreciate this. And that's a lesson that Tony Robbins taught me when I went to New York at his show. Like we've been into a deep 4 days and really reflecting on your past and reflecting on you and who you became. And yeah, I would consider myself successful with all the things that I had to figure it out. And as business owner, entrepreneur, like you're always firefighting. You're always like, you deal with the bad shit. You know what I mean? Like you can have all the process, SOP, structure. When that doesn't work anymore, if they hit the last line on the SOP and they tried everything, you need to figure it out. You need to come up with the solution. Like we did some project that were pretty tough, and yeah.
It's funny because I feel like most people think in their minds, like when they haven't experienced this yet, like as soon as, like if I could just retire, I think all the problems would go away and I'd feel like really complete and successful. And like if if you'd sell your business for $1 million, let's say, and you'd be like, oh man, that would be sick. But I didn't sell my business for $1 million. But when I sold my gym, I did take, like my plan was like, I'm doing fuck all for a few months because I was burnt out and whatever. Those were probably the 2 darkest months of my life. Partly because I was, fatigued from coming out of COVID and a shitty ending to a business, but I was unfulfilled.
Yeah.
So like those problems, quote unquote, that you have to deal with on a daily basis are also the reason why you wake up and why you're fulfilled and driven. And I think that's one of the biggest like kind of keys to life is to always have a reason to wake up.
Yeah.
To always have something that you need to like drive on a daily basis, right? And it doesn't even necessarily have to be towards like making any kind of money. Like if you're like, if you have $10 million in your bank account and you're good to go, maybe like your goal is to, I don't know, like volunteer and build houses for
Yeah.
people every single day. But, you know, there's 1,000 houses that need to be built, and
Yeah.
I'm not stopping until those 1,000 houses are freaking built.
Yeah.
You just need that driving force.
It's funny you're saying that because for those that don't know me, like I graduated with a marketing degree, right? When I bought Mistral, Mistral was a design studio. So we've been doing awesome work like packaging and all those visual identity. Like it was super pretty. But as a marketer, I really wanted to have a bigger impact. Like I trusted my team, they were delivering awesome stuff, but it's hard to measure like a beautiful can or a beautiful visual identity, beautiful logo. Like how can you measure that, right? So I really wanted to do those campaign, be able to show real result and real stats to other client and be like, hey, they did that. Here's the result.
Measure the impact.
So I was not fully fulfilled. And I came up like to the conclusion, like sometime we're doing it for the commission and not the mission.
I like that statement. That's cool.
Right? Are we doing it for the mission? And for me now, everything that I'm doing is for the mission. My purpose, like I really want to have an impact in the business that we work with. And for me, especially with ADHD, I got diagnosed last year. That answers a lot of questions. We like to jump into a lot of stuff. And that's the thing that I like the most at Simplifying Mistral. We get to work with so many businesses on a daily basis. There's no day that is the same. And I get to fulfill that in working in so many ventures and figure out so many problems with those clients. So basically I'm trying to figure it out for them and implementing the solution that's going to deliver and that is also measurable. I'm just not doing it for the money. Like often some client come to Mistral and they're like, Pascal, I need a website. I'm like, okay, first of all, what problem are you trying to solve? Well, I need more client. We need this and that. I'm like, all right, well, I don't think the website thing will solve that. How about we talk more about this and this and that? And then they're like, okay. Because truly inside, I knew that a website would not solve that.
Yeah, I love that approach.
Right?
Yeah.
So even the other day, I told them, like, I'm not going to do your project. I'm saying no to the money because I wanted to make the real impact. And I knew that if we were to go that direction, the impact would not be there.
It's easier said than done to do what you're saying, but once you do it, you're going to work with the right people and you're going to deliver what you believe in, and people are going to really see that you're passionate about what you're doing, that you're doing a really good job doing it. Yeah. Well, Pascal, thanks a lot for being on the show.
Thanks for the invitation.
I really appreciate you being here. And thanks for being the great dad that you are, and for inspiring all the dads out there to be the best that they can.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot once again.
Well, thanks for having me.